Hey, what's up? Stephen Darts here, and I'm watching a video from Spirit of Blessings Ministry. And this woman believes that she's had a vision from God about the end of the world. But watch as she says nothing about kundalini, the third eye, and the people who run everything. The Zionist Jews, Freemasons, call them what you like. They believe in this, and that's what it's all about. The number 33 and their worship of the number 33, and the binary represents the serpent energy rising up the 33 vertebrae of the human spine till it reaches the skull and pineal gland, where illumination is believed to be achieved. Okay, that's what the goal is. Yeah, that's what the symbolism is all about. To enlightenment. Yeah. And that's what it focuses around, yeah? That's what's driving this whole entire force, yeah? Yeah. That's why if Jesus was killed at 33, he was killed as mockery of this. Okay? It's no coincidence, people, that the human spine has 33 vertebrae. And, you don't have to search like kundalini and find what I'm talking about. It's not exactly difficult. You see like a lot of this, for example, Nityananda, he does this thing where he convinces people that they're levitating, and he's waving his hand, or he touches them and they start spasming out on the floor. It's no different from the Catholic Church leaders who are apparently supposed to be throwing the Holy Spirit out, and people rolling around the floor, sometimes believing they're on fire, okay? There is a demonic energy with this serpent rising of the kundalini. Okay, there is a serpent. It is the serpent. Okay, and I told you before that Satan appearing as a serpent is symbolic of the waveform. So you have your binary, yeah, and from the binary you get your waveform from that binary. Okay, all this, videos on YouTube, they're just waveforms, yeah. Saved as binary code, passed through as binary code, and decoded onto the screen in an algorithm that allows you to see it. Yeah? Everything in this physical world is the same. Everything has a vibration, everything has a frequency. Good, evil, light, dark, negative, positive, up, down, yada, yada, yada. That's why Satan, in my opinion, is depicted as a snake. The knowledge of good and evil. But she will not mention this to you. She'll go on and on and on about this so-called vision. Kim Jong-un doesn't have nuclear bombs, okay? And I'm doubtful that nuclear bombs actually really exist as it is anyway. Hiroshima, supposed to have a nuclear bomb dropped on it, but yet how is it thriving today with no nuclear issues? It's a thriving green metropolis. Okay? They're either a lot weaker than what we're told, or basically the mother of all bombs that America has is basically what they used as a nuclear bomb. If you ever watch TNT, a huge TNT explosion, it creates a giant mushroom cloud. If you get a giant TNT explosion creates a giant mushroom cloud. Google it, research it yourself. You'll see.
Is the Antichrist. His name is Maitreya. That is what he's being called by his followers. He convinced all the world leaders that he was the world leader, that he could bring world peace. He was the one who wanted the world to stop fighting and to have peace.
I could tell you some visions and stuff that I've had that tell you a lot more than what she's telling you here. But I won't say them. The same as what's his name in the Bible?
as the
I
god.
believe it
They
was
worship this
Paul's revelation. And I know that this man, whether in body or out of it, I do not know, astral projection, but God knows, was caught up into paradise. The things he heard were too sacred for words, and things that man is not permitted to tell. I will boast about such a man, but I will not boast about myself except in my weaknesses. Okay, so I had quite a lot of experiences, and I spoke to a guy who I'm calling Mark the Christian. Uploads to come about him. But I unloaded all this stuff that I saw and this vision and things, spiritual experiences I was having. And, he reminded me of Paul and how it's not very good to tell people about this sort of stuff. He was the only one that actually spoke to about what happened to me in great detail, and I probably will never tell you what actually happened. I may tell you a few little things maybe, but I'll never go into great depth. Because, like it says here, nothing good can come from it. I've had tons of experiences. But where do they really come from? Okay. I may say something if I feel like necessary. I may not. But this woman here, blurting out this vision she's had, she's giving you no information. She's just repeating stuff that she's heard. Yeah, and she said she's eating too much cheese, or she hasn't gone to bed properly. She said a proper visual dream. If I wanted to deceive you, if this was all true, and I wanted to deceive you as Satan, I would give you a godly vision and have you follow it, but be totally ignorant to the real world around you, and thus not be able to do anything about it when it all does hit the frying pan. And bad analogy, and so on. Let's get back to her talking basically nonsense.
one religion formed, and everyone had to worship this fake god. He would appear out of thin air to people and perform miracles, signs, and wonders. The things we know God to do, the things we know the Lord Jesus could do, and still can do. This started here in
So what she's doing here, she's just basically appears to be. So what she's doing here, she appears to just be repeating, well, the Bible in her own words, which is supposed to be a sin anyway, to take the Bible and then re-say it, add in your own bits here and there as she feels. Listen to her. She says nothing new. Okay. Hundreds of thousands of views, or tens of thousands of views. I can't really tell. Is this playing or what? For goodness sake.
that, I saw a man standing up and being held as the God. They worshiped this Antichrist.
Uh-huh.
They didn't realize he was the Antichrist. There was only one religion formed, and everyone
Says that in the Bible.
God. He would appear out of thin air to people and perform miracles, signs, and wonders.
Says it in the Bible. She's just repeating the Bible in her own word, in basically mixing it up in her own words.
The Lord Jesus could do.
Nothing new.
And still can do. This started here in America, and it became martial law.
Wow. Skip it. Skip.
We all worship this Antichrist. They didn't realize he was the Antichrist.
Uh-huh.
Mankind has made is not even close to as big as this angel that I'm talking about. And this angel looked like a man. It looked like a guy. It did not look female. He was standing in the ocean. I heard loud trumpets blow. And then everything shook. The sound shook the earth. And it was so loud. It hurt your ear.
So anyway, she's saying nothing new. Let me tell you something, okay? She sounds like she's just basically building an image up. Okay, when we read a story, we build a picture subconsciously or consciously in the back of our minds, maybe. For example, when I was about 15 years old, I read a book about dinosaurs. Went into great depth about dinosaurs and, what they do, and really got my mind sparked, okay? And when I went to bed, guess what happened? I had a really, really deep, in-depth dream about dinosaurs. I was like in a Jurassic Park kind of situation with velociraptors running around me and all sorts. I don't think there's anything different happening here with this woman. But let me tell you something. I've had spiritual experiences. Spiritual experiences myself. Many, in fact. She's saying nothing that tells me that she has. She's just repeating what it says in the Bible and her own envisioning as she was reading it inside her mind has come out in a dream. The dreams are spiritual, but I'll go into that in more detail in the future. But this does not necessarily mean that she's had a message from God and some prophet vision. Because it says in the Bible that no one will know the end times, doesn't it? No one will know. So, let's carry on.
Fear in your heart when you heard these trumpets. It was like a trumpet of war just being blown, but it was louder than anything mankind can make, louder than any person can actually do. So I know I heard the angels blowing the trumpets, not a person. And like those people that were worshiping.
It's not an actual trumpet, okay? These people that heard these things, it's not an actual trumpet. Let me tell you something. In 2014, I had a very strange dream. It was like an out-of-body experience. And then as I came out of my body, what felt like I came out of my body, there was like a sound like 7 trumpets. Maybe I'll go into more detail about it in the future. But it was 7. I counted. It was basically a musical tone, but in trumpet, it sounds like a trumpet, and it had 7 breaks. Okay, I don't want to hum it in case it's not of good. It came from a dark place or a demon or something, so I won't repeat the sound I heard because I don't know where it came from. Very strange experiences I had in 2014. From 2012 to 2014, very, very bizarre spiritual experiences that, like Paul says in the Bible, I don't think it's best to spread them without knowing that where, like, for example, the only person I ever spoke about this to was my friend Mark, who I don't speak to anymore for a really, really horrible thing that happened to him. And I'll tell you about that in another video. But he's the guy in my allotment video I'm going to upload, which is my first video of my allotment when I first got it. That's him there. Really great guy. Helped me through a lot of this whole entire experience I was going through. And I've got other Christian friends who've done the same thing. Now, I'm not going to turn around and say I'm a Christian. I don't like people when they blaspheme and say, "Oh, for Jesus, this," and it's just like, why are you even blaspheming anyway? Why are you even saying someone's name? When I burn my fingers, I go, "Ow, Terry, ow, Terry, oh, for Bob's sake, oh." Why are you saying that anyway? Why are you saying Jesus for? And connecting it to when you hurt yourself, or when you're angry, or you haven't seen something for a long time. Oh, gee. I don't really get why people do that, so I don't do it. Oh, anyway, going off on a rant here. Let's continue with this woman's vision.
The Antichrist, Maitreya, they were laying on what looked like yoga mats, kind of like yoga mats or blankets, and they were getting on their knees, and they were bowing down to the ground as far as they could go, and they kept going up and down like this, and they were chanting, and they were meditating, and they were just basically worshiping him day and night, and he had this huge statue that they made for him. Okay. The sun fell out of the sky. It just
Reminds me of Nityananda. Nityananda. That was the perfect time to mention kundalini then, and their belief in kundalini and the raising of the serpent energy up the 33 vertebrae of the spine to the pineal gland, where illumination is believed to be achieved, hence the pine cone symbolism on top of Buddha's head.
Heard the angels blowing the trumpets, not a person.
Watch this image
And
here.
the
I'll
people
pause it.
that were worshiping the Antichrist, Maitreya, they were laying on what looked like yoga mats, kind of like yoga mats or blankets, and they were getting on their knees, and they were bowing
Yoga, all about raising kundalini.
down to the ground as far as they could go, and they kept going up and down like this, and they were chanting, and they were meditating, and they were just basically worshiping him day and night, and he had this huge statue that they made for him.
See the pine cone symbolism on the head, or lotus symbolism, is because the pineal gland looks like a lotus, and the pineal gland, the way it opens up, or a lotus or a pine cone, very similar texture to the pineal gland. That's supposed to open up when your third eye opens. Okay, and all the Illuminati and Zionist Jews or high-level Freemasons, they're all doing the same thing. I'll have to end this video now anyway, because I'm running out of space. Like, comment, subscribe anyway. I'm going to go in more detail anyway when I talk about Nityananda and his connection or similarity to the Catholic Church and what they do when they're throwing the Holy Spirit around and people are rolling around the floor. Oh. You know, oh, I feel the love of the Holy Spirit. Oh. Same as Nityananda when he's supposed to be throwing out magical powers to make people believe they're levitating when all they're doing is jumping up and down. Serpent energy, kundalini, and so forth. Bye for now.